Good evening. Can hear talking. Good evening, everyone. Um, again, today is February 4th, 2015. This is a code enforcement hearing for the city of North Miami. My name is Beatrice Gageot, and I will serve as your special magistrate for today. The purpose of this hearing is to determine if a code violation exists at your property as cited and observed by a code enforcement officer of this city. If the city is not able to prove its case, then I will dismiss the case and you may leave. These proceedings are being recorded. Therefore, all persons who are speaking should do so one at a time to ensure that all testimony is clearly audible on the recording device. If English is not your primary language, then please inform me when I call your case. We have a translator who will assist you during the proceedings. When your case is called, the property owner, agent for the property owner, and any witness that you may have should come forward to the podium on the left side of the room. When asked, please speak directly into the microphone and say aloud your name, your business or mailing address, and your relationship to the property. If you are not the property owner or an attorney representing the property owner, then you must present a notarized power of attorney affidavit in order for your testimony to be taken on behalf of the property owner. For new cases, you will be asked for the record if you are aware of and understand the violation that is being heard today. And do you understand what is required to resolve the violation? Please answer accordingly. The city will present its case first, and then the property owner or violator will be given an opportunity to testify on their own behalf, to bring forward witnesses to testify, to present evidence and photographs, and to cross-examine the city's witnesses. Following the case presentation, I will issue a finding of fact on the case. If I find that a violation of city codes exists or existed at your property, then depending on the case type, I will set an abatement date for the violation to be resolved. Or, for repeat violations, I will impose a daily fine amount. For new, non-repeat cases, my order will include an abatement date by which you must resolve the violation and a daily fine amount that I may impose at a future hearing date should the violation not be resolved by the abatement date. If I find sufficient cause to postpone enforcement action at this time, I will table this case proceeding to another hearing date in the future. If you do not agree with my finding of fact and or ruling, then the property owner may appeal the administrative order on the case to the circuit court. An appeal must be filed within 30 days of the date of the execution of the administrative order to be appealed. In accordance with Florida statutes, if a person decides to appeal any decision made by the special magistrate with respect to any matter considered at these proceedings, then the person will need a verbatim record of the proceeding. This record includes the testimony and evidence upon which the appeal is to be based. The cost of obtaining the verbatim record shall be the sole responsibility of the appellant, and it is recommended that persons who plan to appeal their case should provide their own court reporter at this proceedings. Pursuant to city codes, if the city of North Miami prevails in prosecuting a case before the special magistrate, the city shall be entitled to recover all costs incurred in prosecuting the case. The current cost assessment amount is $100 per case. Once the city records an order that imposes a fine and authorizes a lien against the property, then the city will charge additional administrative fees to record and release the lien. Now, anyone who's here who will be giving testimony, please rise and raise your right hand as the officer administers the oath.
Please stand. If you are about to give testimony, raise your right hand. Do you swear and solemnly affirm that the testimony which you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Please repeat after me. I do. I do. At this time, remain standing for the pledge of allegiance to our country's flag. Place your hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated and be sure you settle your votes
Please announce if there are any additions, deletions, or corrections to the hearing agenda for today, please.
Yes, item number 1, CEFAW 2014-00111 complied. Item number 2, CEODS 2014-00199 complied. Item number 4, CEEXP 2014-00178 complied. Item number 6, CEIVY 2014-00260 complied. Item number 7, CEPFY 2014-00314 complied. Item number 8, CEIVY 2014-00261 complied. Item number 10, CEIVY 2014-00228 complied. Item 11, CEPFY 2014-00277 complied. Item 13, CEEXP 2014-00278 complied. Item 14, CEFAW 2014-00106 complied. Item 15, CEEXP 2014-00225 complied. Item 19, CEIVY 2014-00257 complied. Item 23, CEODS 2014-00204 complied. Item 24, CEFAW 2014-00104 was postponed 2 months. Item 26, CEIVY 2014-00198 complied. Item 27, CEIVY 2014-00246 complied. Item 30, CEBLR 2014-00070 complied. Item 32, CEEXP 2014-00334 complied. Item 33, CEODS 2014-00216 complied. Item 34, CEOSB 2014-00063 complied. Item 36, CEEXP 2014-00326 was postponed 1 month. Item 38, CEEXP 2014-00293 complied. Item 39, CEIVY 2014-00253 complied. Item 40, CEIVY 2014-00256 complied. Item 43, CEEXP 2014-00277 complied. Item 46, CEPFY 2014-00313 complied. Item 47, CEBMP 2014-00094 complied. Item 48, CEWRA 2014-00142 complied. And those are all the amendments to the agenda.
All right, we're ready to call the first case.
It's going to be item number 28 and 29, Mr. Gene Duval. There are 2 officers on each case, is Edmund Fitzel and Ernst Baptiste. The first case, item 28, is CEBNP 2014-00090.
Good afternoon. Mr. Duval,
Yes.
state your full name for the record, please.
My name is Jean-Claude Duval.
Okay, sir, thank you.
We're doing BMP 0090 first.
Yes.
Ed Fitzel, City of North Miami Police Department Code Division. This case was tabled 2 months ago. As of today, there is no permit has been issued. He did file his plans with the building department 2 days ago. I spoke to the building department today, and they said it's going to be at least a week before everybody can review the resubmitted plans.
Okay. Mr. Duval?
Yes.
All right. So, were you going to hire a new architect, a
I
new
have a
engineer?
new architect, yes.
Okay,
He put everything in there. They told me to wait for 2 weeks. Everything will be okay.
Okay. Why did he just file? Why he waited so late to file?
He just may have a lot of work to do. He do it, and he just put it 2 days ago.
All right. Okay, so now he has a new engineer on the case, so we'll just reset it 30 days.
Can we set an abatement date?
Huh?
Can we set an abatement date?
Well, we had already, didn't I ruled on this already.
Oh, did you? It just says tabled here. I didn't see an abatement. Okay.
No. We did, back in August.
Oh, okay.
We did
Yeah.
it back in August,
Yeah,
and,
see it
you
right here.
know, he came back and he told us the situation he was having with his prior contractor, and I gave him an opportunity to hire a new one, which he did. Okay?
All right.
All right, Mr. Duval,
Okay.
we'll see you back here in 30 days.
Oh, why don't you give me more
Huh?
time? Why don't you give me more time?
Let's come back for a review. I want to see what decision has been made with
Oh.
the new plans that you've submitted.
See this. Give me at least 2 months.
No, you know why? It's not so much you, because you're here at every hearing. It's your contractors that I don't trust particularly, because they seem to wait just a day, just the night before, to drop off their paperwork. So I want to make sure that we keep fire under their feet so they can do what needs to be done. Okay? I'm sorry to keep bringing you back here, but unfortunately, I need updates. So we need to see what's going on.
All
Okay?
right. Okay.
All right, but if you don't pay them, they're not going to do the work. So
No,
You
I
have to
that's
make
what
sure
I'm
that-
saying. You have to pay them all that money to work, you know.
yeah, but it needs to get done. We need to resolve the violations. Okay?
Okay.
All right, sir. And stay in touch with Mr. Fitzell. You have another case. He has
Yes,
another case, right? So stay in touch with the officers. They'll probably be able to take it off calendar for you. Okay? All right, we can call the next case.
The next case is item 29 for Mr. Duval. Ernst Baptiste is the officer, ZEZPU 2014-00.
Where are you going?
00032.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Compliance Officer. This is a companion case taking over Ed Zone, and actually 2 weeks ago we were called to that house, and I was able to take some pictures, and Your Honor, the inside it's really bad, and people are still living in that house. And
Mr. Duval, who do you have living in that house?
I don't have nobody live over there. I just have somebody to wash the place for me for people to get inside. Is there nobody there? He just walk inside there because that thing already made already. And he just walk back inside to look the house again. That's
actually,
the same problem.
Your Honor, the police was called. It was for a small child that was left alone. And when we went there, there were like at least 3 rooms where they have beds inside, and there was a mom that was sleeping, probably.
Mr. Duval.
No, it's something I don't know. I don't know about that story. I'm asking there's something in it to really tell me what is going on.
Based on the photographs that I've seen, this house
No.
is in no condition for you to have people living in there.
No, those people do it illegal. If they went in there, they told me illegal. I hear about that, but they're not supposed to be doing it, and I didn't even know that. You know, that's why I called him. What's going on over there? I was over there. He tried to tell me something. He don't really tell me exactly what's going on, but it's something I didn't know. They told me they have some lady stay on the back. That's what I hear. That when I come back, I don't see nobody there. No, there's nobody there now. But the lady say they're living over there. He just come in here for something. That's what I hear.
Like I'm saying, it's bad, Your Honor. And I have pictures. I took pictures that day when I went there when the police called me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Show it to him. Show it to Mr. Duval.
No, that's the thing. But the people living in there, I don't know about that.
Sir, is that your house?
This is that's the stove, but the people wasn't here.
Is
They
that
told me
your
it's on
house?
the back.
Do those pictures show your house? Oui ou non? Est-ce que c'est caillou?
Où est-ce que
Ah, ben, ok.
c'est quand même là, mais moun so clad dans pas connaît yo. Moun n'a pas connaît qui moun était sale devine faire.
For translation purposes, he said yes, that's his house.
That's my house, yes.
You know how you know there's people living in your house when you see food on the stove. If you go over and you see there's a pot on the stove, then you know there are people living there.
The lady they see over there, not supposed to be there. They have a guy
This
stay
is
there.
not.
I have a guy there, not on the back, they're
This-
on the front.
This property's falling
The
apart.
front
You
don't have
really
nothing
should
to
not
do with
have
violation.
anyone living there. I just see a pot on the stove, so
That's legal.
that's
Where
an
they-
indication that there's somebody there. I'm not sure
People
how or
supposed to live on
where
the
they
front.
live, but this place is not livable. No one should be living here, Mr. Duval.
The front supposed to be living. I don't have no violation on the front. The problem is on the back. The addition is at the back. But the lady there saying there not supposed to be in there. I don't know how come he get in there. But I'm supposed to go over there, live there myself. Then I'm supposed to have people there.
Okay, so
I don't
how
have
do I
nobody
know
tell
that
me
you're
people
showing
not
me
supposed
the
to be
front of
over
the
there.
property or the back of the property?
The part of the stove is the front.
Okay.
Yes.
So
And
he
the-
says that the front of the property, he knows there's someone living there.
There are three rooms that are occupied, and the lady with the kids, it's in the back.
That's it.
All right, so. Okay. All right, it seems like I didn't make a ruling on this one, so based on the evidence presented by the code enforcement officer, I find in favor of the city, I find a violation does exist. Sir, I am going to, what did I do in your old case? All right, I will set a daily fine amount of $50, which is what I did on your first case. So, but what I will do is allow the two cases to run together. So when you come back next month, then the code enforcement officer will will give me an update. But if you do in fact have people staying there, you probably need to start taking eviction actions.
I have to
Because,
do that.
it's not a livable condition.
I have a guy who used to be living there. He told me something for Smith. I told him he had to move. Nobody gave him permission to be over there. I think this guy is in jail. Then he tell him he's in jail for that. But they told me they have another guy coming at 9, at 2 o'clock in the morning.
And you
Get
live in West
inside there.
Palm, correct?
Huh?
You live in West Palm?
Who may know?
Do you live in the area?
Yeah, I'm living on the 19th Street.
Okay.
Too close over there. Sometimes I'm there, sometimes not there. Because
Okay.
I have different business over
Maybe
there.
you need to make a surprise visit to see who's staying there, but you need to take care of it, sir.
Because
Okay.
when I'm there, I don't see nobody. There with when I'll go. Because they
Okay.
know 2 o'clock I'm not going to be around. That's why people come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. They sleep, they get up early to go. That's what people told me they're doing. The neighborhood told me they do that. Then I'm trying to close all over not to let them in because I'm just waiting on us to fix the place. That's why people still get opportunity to get inside.
Okay.
But it's not my fault they come in because they come in at 2 o'clock in the morning. Then they get up early to go. That's why they're here.
All right, sir. Okay. All right, that's my ruling. Thank you for coming.
Okay then.
All right.
Thank you.
You don't have any questions, do you?
Only problem I have, those people still coming when I'm not there.
I
They
understand.
still do it because I tell him already. I don't give nobody permission to get inside.
Okay.
At 2 o'clock they come in, they have a guy. I show him the guy too.
Okay.
You know? Only thing I like to just put him in jail. That's only way I'm gonna get the stock until I'm finished what I'm doing. Because still I'm not finished, they don't have no place to sleep. Then they go over there sleep.
Okay. All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
The next item on the agenda is item number 44, Marguerite Almanor. Monica Frederick is the officer, and the case number is CEPFY 2014-00321, item 44.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
What is your full name?
Margaret Almono.
All right, thank you.
Good evening, City of North Miami, Monica Frederick, Co-Compliance Officer. I need to be sworn in. City Attorney, I need to be sworn in.
She just stepped out. Can somebody call the officer? Please raise your right hand. Where's my wording? Do you solemnly swear and affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, nothing but the truth? If so, say aloud, I do.
I do.
All right.
Again, City of North Miami, Monica Frederick, Co-Compliance Unit. This is a new case for a parking on the front lawn. The violation first was observed on December 16, 2014. I went back out and did a reinspection and found that they had not moved the vehicles off of the front lawn. I then failed it. It came, and I posted it for a hearing on the 26th.
Have any photographs?
Mm-hmm.
Please show it to Mrs. Alvin. Show it to her first, please.
Somebody else come.
Ma'am, does that accurately reflect your home?
Yeah.
That's okay, I just did. It's fine. You can go. Go ahead, we're good. Ma'am, this is your vehicle?
This is somebody who living in the house.
Someone who's living in the
Living there.
house, they park there?
Yeah,
Okay. Is it your tenant or family member?
a family member.
Okay. Did you hear the the officer? Do you understand the violation?
I hear her and I understand what she said. I've never had that problem before because I've been living in this house for a long time. I never seen any officer who came to the house and tell us that we was not supposed to park our car in front of the house. That's the first time I hear that. So what I would ask, where can I park the car in the back of the house, because she's talking about the front of the house. So I want to know if I can park the cars in the back of the house.
Okay.
Because I don't have a driveway. The only place I have in the front of the house is only for 3 cars. So I still need more space for the other family to park. So I just want to know what to do, how to correct it. Because I put some cars in the back right now.
You said they can park in the swell area?
They could park in the swell area facing the way of traffic, and they
Is
can
there
have
enough-
2 vehicles,
Only
up to 2 vehicles, yes.
Okay, well, she seems to have more than two.
Yeah.
Is,
She has the driveway, and then she has her swell area.
It's close to
I don't
the
see
to
her
the
driveway.
sidewalk.
The camera I have, it's really
Understood.
dark.
Okay, you have a driveway. How many cars does your
Three.
driveway? Huh?
3 can be at the driveway.
Your driveway can hold 3 cars,
3 cars.
and the swell area can hold 2 cars.
You know, I think we were thinking about that. It was too close to the sidewalk, so we didn't want to park there because we know that's for the city. We cannot block that part. So that's why we park in the yard.
Does she see? Does she understand the area that we're talking about? Is that
I
what
don't know
she's
which one
referring
she's
to?
talking
You know
about.
the grass in front of your sidewalk. Okay.
We put that car usually be halfway. There's a side
Mhm.
that we can put, but you know, one tire gonna go anyway to the grass.
You can touch the grass. You can park on the grass. It's a sidewalk.
That car will always be at that side.
No, that car is parked on the front lawn. You have it on the front lawn. If it's in, if you could park it in.
Probably that day I was not home because when I'm home I make sure that because my mom told me one time there was somebody who came but I was not home. I think she said that was a guy. I was not home, and then he explained to her that we could do it the way you said. So we did it that way. Probably that time when I was not home, he parked the car that way.
Okay.
All right, ma'am.
So my question, can we go to the back? Because you said the front of the house, because I have a space in the back of the house.
She could
Can
park.
I do that?
She could park in the rear of the property.
She can park
That's
her car
her
in the room.
discretion. That's beyond plain view. But
Okay.
on the front lawn, she can't park across the front lawn.
Okay.
She can use the swell area. She can park in the back, but not across the
All
lawn.
right.
All right.
Okay, ma'am. Based on the evidence presented by the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. Ma'am, I am going to find in favor of the city. I will give you an abatement date of, what's our next date? March 3rd, 2015, for you to fix a violation, okay? And it's an easy fix because now you know what to do. You don't really need a month to get that done. But since our next date is March 3rd, that's the date I'm going to give you. If it's not fixed, then you're going to start accumulating a daily fine of $25 a day.
Okay.
Okay? All right, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
All right.
The next case is item number 52, Rosaline Lumar. Shanna Saunders is the officer. The permit number CEFAW 2014-00116, item 52.
I missed the, what's the,
52?
52, got it.
I'm not sure.
Who was sworn in?
You want to swear her in?
She was there.
Do you want to? Oh, okay. She needs you to slow down so you can translate. Was she sworn in already? Were you? You were sworn in? Okay, go ahead and swear in the interpreter.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a case for a chain link fence that's in disrepair. I am looking at the history showing that it is a homesteaded property with no life safety issues. I first noted this fence being in disrepair on January 13th. I went back on, I noticed it on January 6th that it was in disrepair. I went back on January 13th. Long story short, as of today, the fence still remains in repair. I have not had any contact with the property owner. I've only spoken with the tenant, but I'll let the property owner explain why the fence is down and in disrepair.
Do you have the photographs?
Yes, I do.
Please show it to, I'm sorry. Ma'am, what is your name?
Roslyn Luma.
Okay. All right, ma'am, is this your property?
Yes.
All right. Do you understand the violation?
No, I wasn't here and it happened, a car hit the fence, but the car didn't stop.
Okay. Did you contact your homeowner's insurance?
No, I did not get in touch with the insurance. I wasn't here. I came back from Haiti last week.
Okay. When did the accident happen?
In November while I was in Haiti.
Okay. All right, ma'am. How long do you need to get that fixed?
Tell her for me that I'm the one fixing the fence. I called the insurance company. They're not going to cover it. Can I have 90 days?
I'm sorry.
Tell her for me that I am the one that's going to fix it. I called the insurance company. They are not going to cover it. Can I have 90 days?
Okay. Did she said she just came back? She didn't get in touch with the insurance company?
It doesn't cover it. That's why I told you that. It doesn't cover it.
All right. Okay. Based on the evidence presented, I find in favor of the city. However, based on the homeowner's testimony, I do find that she'll probably need time to come up with the funds to get this fixed. So I do find in favor of the city, but I will give her the 90 days. That will bring us to February, March. May 6th? May 6th, 2015. Ma'am, I'm giving you until May 2015. Please get it fixed. Otherwise, you will start to accumulate a daily fine amount of $50.
Can I ask her a question?
Yes, ma'am.
If I fix it and I don't put the same thing, but how many feet should I go up?
Okay, that's not an answer. That's not a question for me. Get in touch with the officer, and if you can direct her as to where she needs to get that information.
I could give her the information to the back. I know it already.
Okay, so she knows what to do, and she'll give you the information so that you're not in violation, that you don't put up a fence that you're not supposed to put up, and you'll be back here in 90 days with a new problem. Okay? All right,
Okay,
ma'am.
thank you.
All right.
The next item is item number 16, Dijkon Bastian, Ernst Baptiste is the officer. Case number CEEXP 2014-00332.
All right, give me the page number again.
Item 16.
That's okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
What is your name?
Dejason Bastien.
All right, sir. Do you need a translator or not?
No.
Okay.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. I just located at 650 Northeast 137. Violation notice on December 9, 2014. And house was posted for hearing on January 12, 2015. And proper notice was given, and I have pictures of the violation.
Well, tell me the violation again, please.
It's the exterior of the house that is deteriorating, and the stucco is coming off and the paint is peeling.
Okay. Is this your property, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, do you understand the violation?
Yes, I do.
The property is empty currently?
The property is empty. It's for sale right now. There is a contract on it. The contract is as is. You know, the new owner is the one that's going to do the repair on it. You know, so that's what
Okay.
he said.
All right. When is your closing?
The closing supposed to take place already, but right now, you know, it's kind of difficult sometimes for the people to get the mortgage. But I spoke with the realtor today. They say according to the mortgage broker, they still have a little difficulty. But I told him that if that buyer is not qualified, he better to find a buyer that is qualified, and then I can finish with this thing.
Okay. All right. So if it's in the middle of a sale as is, if we impose a lien on this property now, you're kind of in a tough situation, because, go ahead.
We would have no objection to abating it for 30 days.
Okay. All right. The city attorney doesn't have any objection for us to give you 30 days to see what's going to happen with your contract. Okay? Because
Okay.
you're in the process of selling the property. I wouldn't want to make a decision now that's going to negatively affect the outcome of the sale. So we'll see you back here in 30 days, and that's March 4th. And if the property is sold, then I guess it's going to be the new owner's problem. But otherwise, we're looking forward to seeing you back here on March 4th.
Not sure. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right, sir. Good luck with the sale.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next item is item number 9, Betty Walker. Edmund Fitzell is the officer. Case number CEBNP 2014-00121, item number 9.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Your full name?
I am Betty Dwight Walker.
All right, Ms. Walker.
Ed Fitzell, City of North Miami Police Department Code Division. This was already adjudicated last month for getting a permit for the shed. This property was posted on January 22nd for notice to appear. Affidavit of service was filed. On January 23rd, it was mailed, a notice to appear. As of today, the shed does remain, and no permits have been issued. There's some issues, again, as we said last month, about the calculations for the shed from the Florida Building Code, and to provide complete structural details for the shed, for the straps, and all straps and nails used for the exterior to be galvanized. So as of today, the permit hasn't been issued, and that's where we stand.
Ma'am?
The matter he brings to bear today was resolved according to Mr. Kieringson. Ivy Kierson was at my home on more than one occasion. He came there, he looked, he checked, he took his measurements. He said he was fine, we were fine. I would not hear from this matter anymore. Please know, I am a resident of North Miami for more than 23 years. When we purchased the home, the shed and its condition was in place at my home. After I had a new neighbor who is desirous of buying my home and will not go away. It's consistently. On October the 30th, he was one of the officers that was at my home. I must have had at least 8 or more officials from North Miami. Did not work, did not do anything, looked at them, heard the building department discuss it, and it was supposed to have been all resolved. When they walked away from my home, I was led to believe, because they were wearing all North Miami shirts, that they were officials and acting in an official capacity, and they said I would not hear from that. Also, I remember one of Mr. Blanchard, he was saying, we understand what's going on here with the neighbor. We had a lot of matters that they discussed there, but they said I was in good order, there was no anything against me, and I was led to believe what I was told. But every time that this goes away, then somebody else goes into the city and points out something else and come back again. It has been carrying on. This has been existing almost 2 years. Just a consistent thing. And I'm there. I saw in my home with the building departments and one of North Miami inspectors were almost physically involved. One is saying the house is safe, and one is saying the house is not safe. One is saying I got 23 years, one is saying I got 43 years. Nothing is wrong here. And then we'll go away, and the neighbor will call, and they will jump over leaps and bounds and come and aggravate my life and my children that have been there paying taxes and living there 23 plus years and not having any problems with anybody. And all of a sudden, there's nothing we can do. I'm not doing anything without a licensed contractor and architect. The architect came, looked again at the shed and said it was that old, there was nothing they could find unless they would get something to raise it up. It would be cost beyond anything they could think I would be able to afford. But the house was sound. It was your person, Ivy Kierson, stood there on 2 occasions, said that was no problem, we did not have to move it. When the neighbor called, they jumped sky high and said, okay, we're gonna make a jump again. Someone needs to say stop. There's nothing wrong. They have been to check your records, October 30, when you had that many people, there were so many cars from North Miami around my house, but nobody found anything wrong. Moments after that, I have been on my job, and North Miami has called me, and I work in Homestead, and get in my car and come home, because they will have had somebody call there. The same neighbor that comes to my house, and North Miami is aware of what's going on, because they said they know what's going on. When he walks into my house, like my family is not there, and said, I'll give you $1 million for your house. This is the most ridiculous thing. They're not unaware of what's going on. There's nothing wrong. And then you come back, and I'm supposed to say, okay, I'll go spend some money to make this man who came here less than 2 years. He had a choice. He didn't have to move there. I was there. Me and my black face was there when he came. And all of a sudden it's a problem. He has not stopped. He is the most persistent disgusting person I've seen. It's over the hill. My family is miserable. My children, their cars parked. It is something at all times. We say, don't say anything, ignore him. Somebody has to say something. If Mr. Kirsten told me it was okay and walked away from it, how does it come back in another 6 months, the exact same thing?
Are we aware of what Mrs. Walker is talking about? The officers that were at her house. You said when, ma'am?
October 30. October 30.
October 30th of this.
It
I
was,
guess
we
last
had
year.
the building department there. Mr. John Jackson was there.
Yes, the city
from-
officials were there for, to
Inspect my home.
adhese everything because there's construction going on the property, there's an addition being done on the property, and I guess to help the contractor push along all the permits that are being done. Other than that, I was informed to open this violation for this shed. Ivy hasn't been with us in the code division for over a year.
And that's when it was closed. It's same shed. Nothing changed.
Okay, so she currently has ongoing construction.
Like I
at
said
her
last month,
property?
there's ongoing construction. I did speak with the contractor to get the proper approvals for the straps for the shed to get approved by the Florida Building Code. And as of like 2 months ago, nothing has been done after it was denied. So it was denied from the building department, and nothing has been done since.
Let me see the pictures again.
There's no pictures. There's a picture of a shed in the backyard, and you can't see it from the neighbor's property. It's just that a permit needs to be pulled for the shed.
What I think what she's indicated is that the shed has been there for 23 years.
More. I found it there, and I've been there more than 23. Your records will reflect that. We went and looked it up to see if the shed was there. They had pictures that Mr. Jackson said to me they had to go back and look. They looked. They know there were pictures. The shed was there when I came, and there was no problem then.
Wouldn't she be grandfathered in if the shed was there for 23 years? And I guess that's probably the reason why I was asking to see her photographs, because a newly built shed and one that's been sitting there for 23 years, I would think you'll see the big
I can't
difference.
answer that. That shed has been, we'd be grandfathered in, but that shed, is just that there was no permits on file for any shed, and
I don't like this story.
Can we see the pictures?
there's a picture of the shed.
Because if I understand what Ms. Walker is trying to say is that she's being harassed by a neighbor, and that's not why we're here. It shouldn't be.
So help me, when your person came there and they stood and looked in my backyard, said, we all understand what's going on here. So all of us. They got in their car and they left my home.
That's not the purpose of this place, is not to have
There is one
neighbor
picture,
harass another.
There's only one picture of the shed. It's a structure that is built like a shed, but it's a freestanding shed. But the picture was taken from the waterway, and it's not very good. But this was not a thing to remove the shed. It was to get a permit for the shed, and some of the things haven't been.
Is that your home?
Yeah, but I don't see the shed. He says behind the plants, but you can't see. The shed is in good repair.
No, the shed
There's
doesn't
no
look
problem.
bad. I knocked on the door. I just didn't have access to get a picture of the shed when there was no compliance.
There are
So
no leaks.
I
There's
didn't
no
go on the
problem with
property.
shed.
So can you tell me, officer, about this particular event where the
Mr.
building
Jackson,
official
the
and
city
others-
manager, and other people were at the property. I was just told to meet them there, and I was told to open up these violations. The other violations are in compliance as of today. There was 2 other violations. This is the only one that has no permit for the shed.
At my home, my contractor has been there. I work at a complex of 147 units where I manage and is responsible for the well-being of that property. A general contractor that does DUA. He also assists me, licensed, bonded, insured. He is the contractor that pulled the permit. It has been so ridiculous for him. He's actually looking to say, okay, this is the neighbor's person who's coming to my home, who's rejecting my passing anything. He said, but if we'll get it on a day he's not there, I'm okay. Any day he's not there, we pass. Any day he's there, there's one inspector, and we all know who it is. But it's kind of like your hand. We're helpless. And I have been doing this for more, the record's going to reflect, for more than 2 years. I put a room on the back, a porch on the front. And we're trying to put a new roof. And we know the guy, he'll send anybody. He said, we're not going to pass. The guy is there. That's a reality in today.
Was there another case that was open for building without a permit?
There was, no, they have permits for the work they're doing on the property for the construction.
No, for shed, I see something
We wouldn't have pulled a permit. 'Cause it was
on
there.
January 8th.
Found guilty. That was heard last month, January 8th.
That's what I know, that's what this is the same case.
Oh, so she was found guilty by the magistrate.
I noticed.
So we're here for
Were
what?
you present last
For
time? Were you
No
present in
permit.
January? Was she
As of today,
present
the
in
abatement date
January?
was,
No, I did not know. Anytime I've gotten notice, I've known, but with the constructions going on at my house, the mailbox is down, it's kind of situated on the side. So it's 50-50 when we get our mail. Sometimes we talk to
Okay,
the
so
mail
she
lady
did
about
not appear. She wasn't here.
Oh, okay.
it. I did not
Okay.
come.
All right. You said when, it was at Mr. Jackson, when he looked at the, records, he noticed that there was in fact a shed on the property?
Yeah, I was over there. We went, and he actually went in some very aged materials in the back.
Mr.
You're-
Fizel, can you look into that?
I'd like to
This was-
continue this until next month so I can investigate,
Yes,
because
please.
I'm a little unclear about what's happened here.
Okay.
I have a dialogue that's from the architect that did this current, and I can certainly share whatever we have.
Okay, please, ma'am. And next time you come here, just bring your documents and your evidence with
I
you.
will.
And if you speak to anyone, get their names so that you're able to tell us clearly who you talked to and what they said. Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming. Pilar, you don't have any water? No bottled water around here anywhere? Don't have any bottled water anywhere here?
Yeah, let's resolve.
The next item is item number 3, Alzanier Du. Edmund Fitzell is the officer. The permit number CEECS 2014-00008, item number 3.
Good evening, ma'am. What is your name?
Good evening, it's Alzanier Whalen. I apologize for being tardy, I was stuck in traffic.
Okay.
this is the ECS Pilar?
Number 3.
Okay. Ed Fitzell, City of North Miami Police Department Code Division. This case was already adjudicated. The property was posted with notice to appear on January 22nd. The notice to appear was mailed on January 23rd. This was originally cited for a carport structure that either need to have a cover on or have it removed. And as of today, the carport structure remains with no cover.
Ma'am?
Yes?
Okay. I remember you were here last time. What's going on with the carport?
I've just become employed again last month after being unemployed for several months. I'm catching up on bills. I do have several estimates that are above $2,000 just to cover it as is, but everyone has informed me that it now needs to be peaked because it's flat. I'm sure he has the pictures. So on top of that, it's going to be an additional about $1,000, and I don't have that currently at this moment because, as I said, I just started working again. But as the gentleman told me about there was another paint issue, I resolved that because I have every intention of curing any faults that are going on there. However, I do need time, so I would like to ask for an additional 90 days.
Do you have any objection?
I
Or
have no
90 days?
object, no.
Yeah, no objection.
All right, ma'am. Okay, we'll table it for 90 days to give you enough time to raise the funds and get it done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. Mr. Fitzell, you already, the other part was already resolved?
Yes, the case, I closed it out, I saw you cleaned it and everything, the walls are clean.
So there's
All
no-
right, thank you to our translators. You guys can leave. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Very nice meeting you.
Water? Bottled water. Oh, yeah. Oh, we're done. Okay. So the nuisance I'll stay for, but not the other, not the other stuff. Yeah, let me call the nuisance cases and I'll go get your water for you. Oh, you have the record or something?
The next case is item number 17. Deutsche Bank, Ernst Baptiste is the officer, CENUS 2014-00073.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was adjudicated before, and today I did the inspection and the house still looking the same way, no improvement. I have pictures.
Okay. I think we did, if it was adjudicated, and I think at the time I deemed the property a nuisance, right? Okay, and I think I signed the order on that one. Okay,
Why are we coming back here?
It's for fine.
so it could be ratified?
You looking for a fine? Oh. Or what are we supposed to be doing? Well, she already declared it a nuisance. Mm-hmm. So that's usually what I need for. Can we go off the record, please? Did she hear? Yes. So you know that the nuisance order? Is she here though? Cause I'm still seeing us on TV. Yes. Yes. Yes, this one is already done. So you can do the fines for your regular cases. This is fine.
So it's done, we just hear it once, and that's it?
Yeah, it's a nuisance.
Okay.
It's a nuisance until it's no longer a nuisance. But if you want a fine for your open cases for the other violations, then you can run those fines.
Okay.
But this, I just need this to go to court.
Okay.
Okay, so I can rule if I can ratify the.
No.
No, or no?
You don't need to, because you've already
Okay.
ruled. I think, what he looks,
Okay.
what you're looking for now is fine.
Fine, yes.
But,
Okay.
how did you open that case? This case right now, it's still the same nuisance case?
Still the same nuisance case?
How many cases do you have for that property?
I have, two. But not on the agenda though. Those were heard before, and I think the decision was made on this one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fence and
I still
and
think
it
we're
was
on the record, but,
minimum housing,
okay.
minimum housing and FAW.
still don't understand though. I still don't understand.
Those were heard before,
Yeah.
and then
And you have your running fines.
No, what he's saying that the abatement date is today.
No.
they're not in the agenda.
Okay, can I ask a question? For the nuisance cases, are we just hearing it once? It's declared a nuisance, we sign off, end of discussion.
Right.
We don't have to bring it back.
You don't have to.
Okay, all right. Nuisance.
So they don't come back for fine? I don't think we have a fine,
Do they
was
need
it ever
fines?
adjudicated? Yeah, they were adjudicated. I don't think we have a penalty associated.
Now you gotta come back and ratify the fine and stuff.
Yeah, but there's no penalties attached to nuisance. Because
So-
they're just declared nuisance and we're gonna be taking care
So
of it.
what?
It's almost like the nuisance is the penalty. That's
Because then you use this
So
to go
n-
to court
n-
to try to take the property.
Now we need to bring the separate cases, and then
it's a nuisance because of
A, B, and C, right.
Yeah.
whatever,
Right.
right? So there's a penalty for not having a roof seal.
Mm-hmm.
So then you open up the case for the roofing, and then you have the fine.
But on all these properties that we have, we were told to write citations for nuisance.
Right, yes, that's correct.
But this is how we're just gonna have it signed and go to your
That-
office.
Because that was already done.
Okay, yeah, it's just gonna go to your office after it's signed by
Right,
the
correct.
magistrate.
So when we finish with the magistrate, we just pass this file over to you and we're done. No more coming.
Only with the nuisance
Only with the
order,
nuisance.
but
Okay.
you still have other
Other
violations.
fines.
Right, whatever else is
You
on the
still
property.
run other stuff with
Okay.
whatever it is, roofs,
Okay, so this is done.
grass.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever else.
Continue to
Do.
I'll,
Okay.
issue tickets and, open violations, however you want to.
What about
Okay.
the depreciation of surrounding property?
Depreciation, whatever you have.
That's ran normally.
Yeah. So think of the nuisance order like a penalty,
Okay.
right? So it's just one penalty of many types of penalties. Does that make sense?
Yes.
yes, clear.
So I don't understand how appreciation is gonna come here, cause it don't need to.
It don't.
It need to be just a ticket and go.
Roger Cut.
Edmund is trying really hard to get out of here.
Oh, because they've already unless you have other related issues with those. Pretty much the book. When I was a special magistrate,
Alan? Yeah, it started out good, and then
Oh, wow.
downhill from there.
it's like a relationship, you need to fix from the beginning and you stop doing it.
That's it.
Oh, wow.
You got a swimming pool in the back.
That's a shame, I was ready.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you. And I just sat and signed that.
Especially now, those houses over on the east side.
That's a
Yeah,
shame,
especially
guys.
on the east side.
That's a shame. Okay.
You know she can't wait till you, so give her a
I know, I
chance to
get
run.
so excited. So either this means that the property's cleaned up or you resolved them before they
Thank you.
come to.
Alrighty. Have a good night.
She's like, all right, leave, bye.
Roger Cut.
All right, you can go back.
Dunia, are we back on record?
Yes.
The next,
See, I told you. I told you.
okay.
I told
Okay, item number 5, Ann Barnett, Monica Frederick is the officer, case number CEBMP 2014-00132. Item number 5.
City of North Miami, Monica Frederick, co-compliance officer. This case is for a building without a permit, but this has gone back for beginning of time, meaning when I wasn't even working for the city. What happened was the owner has a portion that he was adding on to the property, and they started it out. They had a permit. The permit expired, but now the structure still remains, and it's just there. So the initial violation that I opened up, because all the paths were closed, was on December the 8th, and then they failed, of course, because they failed to pull the permit, and then the property was posted on the 23rd, and the certified mail was also mailed out on the 23rd. I have a picture of the violation. The green card was also returned to me and signed.
Okay, so based on the photograph that you presented, they started building a wall and then they stopped in the middle?
I guess it was an extra room that they were building, and then when I first opened up the violation, he came to code and stated that, oh, I'm gonna pull a permit to finish this or whatever. So I said, okay, you have until the 10 days are up, and the permit has yet to be pulled.
Okay, and do they live in the property?
Yes.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find in favor of the city. I find the property, the violation does exist. I find good notice, and given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I will impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item is item number 12, Blanca Garcia. Ernst Baptiste is the officer, CEODS 2014-00166, item number 12.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a case that was adjudicated, and proper notice was given, and I inspected the house today. It's still in violation.
What's proper notice? Tell
Proper notice was given on the January 20th, and certified mail was sent out on the 23rd of January.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Yes, it is. It's halfway down.
No, it's not. It's sealed. Yeah, it's sealed.
If I die after I drink this. All right, let me make my ruling. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. I find giving proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $100 is hereby ratified.
The next item on the agenda is item number 18, Doublion Saint-Serin. Shanna Saunders is the officer, CEP FY 2014-00303, item 18.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, Division of the North Miami Police Department. This is a case for a vehicle that was parked on the front lawn that was originally cited December 2nd. I sent a couple of notices, have not had any contact with the property owner regarding the violation. I am showing that I mailed out, I posted the property on January 22nd. Certified mailing was mailed out on the 23rd. I will have pictures if you would like to see, but as of today, around 2:45, the vehicle still remains parked on the front lawn.
Is that a covered,
Go ahead. Is it a covered carport?
is that a covered carport right there?
Yes, she has the covered carport. Usually her vehicle is there, and then there's
But
a.
that could hold more than one car.
Yes, they can park two vehicles right behind each other, and then there's also space on the front swell. But you know, for some reason, it's always parked on the front lawn. But yes, there's a driveway there to answer your question.
There's a paved driveway based on the photograph presented, but they choose to just park on the front lawn. Okay.
Correct.
Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find that given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will impose a daily fine amount of $25 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item is item number 20, Eugene Leonard. Ernst Baptiste is the officer, case number CEEXP 2014-00327, item number 20.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a new case. The violation was noticed on December the 5th. Posted the property on the 12th of January, and certified mail was sent out on the 23rd. I have the pictures for the exterior of the building that is moldy and dirty. No paint.
Yes. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find there's good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will hereby impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item on the agenda is item number 21, Faye Burke. Vita Lynn Christie's the officer, CEIVY 2014-00263 is the permit number, item number 21.
Vita Lynn Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami Police Department. This is a case that was started officially on January 16th. Actually, I'm sorry, back in December. I have spoken to the property owner, who is not interested in removing his car. This is a case of a abandoned or inoperable car on the property. Property was notice of today's hearing on January 22nd, and as of today, at approximately 3 o'clock, the car remains still on the property. I do have pictures for the record. No, it's the first time. It's on his property. He doesn't use it. He just doesn't want to give it up. Yes, he told me he would, but.
This has been ongoing since December?
Actually, a lot longer. I just couldn't get it, so I'm just bringing it in here today.
Put it on the record.
This case has actually been going on for a while. The property owner did mention that he would move the car, or he was going to sell it for the $400 for a junk car, but then he got upset and decided he wanted to just leave it where it was.
Is your microphone on?
Oh. Kind of have to start over. I don't know why it was turned off. I'm sorry. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I find good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will hereby impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
Thank you.
The next item is item number 22, Fifi Chandler. Ernst Baptiste is the officer. Case number CEEXP 2014-00204, item 22.
City of North Miami, Ernst Baptiste, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a new case. It was opened back in September, and I've spoken to the owner, and stated that she needed time. On the 13th, I posted the property on January 13, 2015. On the 23rd, certified mail was received, was sent out, and I posted the property on the 21st of January. And I have pictures showing the exterior of the property in bad shape, peeling paint.
Okay. Right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I find there's proper notice, and given good notice, the owner has failed to appear. I hereby impose a fine amount of of $50 per day with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item is item number 25, Irving, Denmark. Monica Frederick is the officer. The case number CEJNK 2014-00128, item 25.
Good evening. City of North Miami Code Compliance Unit, Monica Frederick. This property was cited for junk on the property. Basically, this is the reoccurring Irving, Denmark property that we all know of. Unfortunately, somebody decided they were going to dump their old debris and trash all over the front of the property. So the initial the initial violation was cited on December 11th. I failed it, so we went ahead and posted the property on the 23rd when the certified mail was also mailed out. I have a picture of the property. Yeah. Unfortunately, the green card did not make it back to the office. However, I did go on the USPS website, which stated that the letter was returned to the sender, which is North Miami, because the address was vacant and no further information was available.
What's the background story on this?
That's the property on 123rd Street and 7th Avenue, the Irving, Denmark property, the property with all the statues. The father passed way before my time, and the family members are currently battling over who owns the property. They failed to answer any of our letters. Commander Blanchard and Major Bage have met with him about twice to try to see what we're going to do. They sat him down, show him his fines and everything. He stated that if we needed to talk to somebody, we had to talk to his lawyers. We have continued to reach out to the lawyer and reach out to Irving, Denmark. He does not reply. He has moved from his Coronado Drive property, and I have found through property appraiser page that he now resides in a condo. We're currently taking that property to the Unsafe Structure Board. So I have mailed out information about the Unsafe Structure Board to that new property, and they have signed the green cards for those. So I don't know. They're aware and unaware at the same time.
All right. Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find in favor of the city. I find that the violation does exist. I find there's good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $100 per day with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item on the agenda is 31, Jesus Alberto. Monica Frederick is the officer. The case number CEODS 2014-00217. Item number 31.
Good evening once again. City of North Miami, Monica Frederick, Code Compliance Officer. This violation was for outdoor storage. I don't know if they were remodeling the inside of the property and just had to place the items on the front porch, but unfortunately that's what it looks like. I went ahead and cited the property on, I'm sorry, this is scattered, December 23rd. And then, I'm sorry, December 31st was when the initial violation was seen. The letter was mailed out, certified on January 23rd, and they have proper notice. I have a picture of the property here. The reason why the picture is so far away is due to the fact that they have a dog on the property, and I have had issues in the past with animals, so I do not get close. The green card did not return as well, and I have the information from USPS that they attempted to deliver it, but no one of age and authorization was able to sign for the letter.
Did you post the property?
Yes, it was. The property was posted on the 28th.
All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I find good notice, and given proper notice, the owners have failed to appear. I hereby impose a daily fine amount of $25 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item on the agenda is item 35, Jose Castillo. Ernst Baptiste is the officer. The case number CEPOD 2014-00010. Item 35.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a new case. I just located at 476 Northeast 137. I spoke to the owner of the property, and there's a pod container that is at the site, and when I looked, there's no permit that was pulled for that, and I advised him to pull the permit. He said he will, and as of today, nothing was done, and I have the pictures of, and the property was posted on the 23rd, and also the certified mail was sent out. I have the pictures of the pod in front of the house.
Okay. When did you make contact with the owner?
That was on January 7th.
Okay. This is big. So is he, so even with a permit, is he allowed to keep this on the front yard of the property?
Not definitely, like if you're doing some construction.
Some construction
Yes,
work.
Yes.
So temporarily, he's
Yes.
able to keep it, but he needs to
With
get
a
a
permit,
permit.
yes.
And you spoke to him?
Yes.
And, okay. And this started since December?
December.
And he hasn't pulled a
No.
permit, no application?
No application, nothing.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find in favor of the city. I find a violation does exist. I find there's good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item is item number 37, Joseph Michael Padron. Vitalin Christie is the officer. Case number CEEXP 2014-00271. Item 37.
Vitalin Christie, Code Compliance, City of North Miami Police Department. This is a case for a exterior roof that was previously heard. As of today, everything remains the same. Notice for the hearing was posted on January 22nd. The property is actually currently vacant, and for the first time today, I spoke to the sister of the property owner. She has asked me to speak to you because she cannot make it here from New York. The elderly gentleman that lived at the property had a stroke. He's now, I believe, on life support, and she needs to make it to North Miami to take care of the property, but she can't leave him alone. So she doesn't mind the fine because she understands it needs to be taken care of. She just wants you to be very gentle. But she'll be here at the end of the month or next month very early to take care of the property because she's been having this issue.
That's a tough spot. Because this matter has already been adjudicated.
Yes, it has.
But, I mean, I can table it before I ratify the amount. Is that what was being asked?
We can ratify the amount if I'm not sure how much it was from the last time.
It was $50. That's a daily fine amount starting today at $50. And I think with what they're going through, I think that's overload.
She's
That's
actually not
overkill.
going to be here until, she said, early part of March because she needs to secure a place for him or someone to stay with him until she gets here to take care of the property. At this point, it's up to you. I just heard from her today for the first time.
I'm gonna give her some time.
Okay,
Let's give her 60 days.
okay.
All right.
I think she'll be satisfied or happy, I should say.
The next item on the agenda is
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 41, Mr. Cortez, Shauna Saunders is the officer, case number CEBMP 2014-00113. Item 41.
What is his first name?
I don't know. how to
No,
pronounce
just
it.
joking.
That's why I didn't say it. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
Y'all know I'm trying to get home. The heat playing tonight. No, I'm just joking. Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer. This is a case of previous compliance for a building without permit for the 6 if not 7 feet fence that was installed in the front of the property. As of today, no building permit has been submitted to the city and the fence is still erected. I have not had any contact with the property owners and or the tenant. I did post the property on the 20th to 24th of January, and I am seeing certified mailing was sent out on the 23rd. I am showing that we received back certified mailing stating that it was not addressed, it was not deliverable as addressed. But again, as of today, the fence still remains and nothing has been submitted to the city to secure a permit. I have pictures of the violation if you would like to see.
Okay, let's go back to notice. Was the property posted?
Yes, I did post the property. I'm showing here in the history, January 24th at 12:10 p.m.
Okay. And is it homesteaded property?
It is a non-homesteaded property.
Okay. All right, we have the information.
Those are the pictures from last month, but as of today, the fence still remains the same. It looks again to be about 6 or 7 feet with spikes in the front. So.
There is a vehicle there.
Yes, there's tenants or someone that lives there. Someone lives at the property, but I have not had any contact with them.
Based on the evidence presented by the code enforcement officer and the, okay, it's been going on since September?
This has been going on, I apologize, it's kind of scattered around. They changed our computer system. Actually, since I first cited it September, September 30th.
Okay, and it was adjudicated in January. All right, based on the evidence presented by the code enforcement officer, and the testimony and the evidence presented, I find that the violation still exists. I find good notice, and given good notice, the owner has failed to appear. The daily fine amount of $50 is hereby ratified.
The next item, item 42, Liliana Garcia. Monica Frederick is the officer, ZECPU 2014-00044, item 42.
Good evening, City of North Miami, Monica Frederick Code Compliance Unit. This is the first time I'm taking this to a hearing. It is for a zone prohibited use. The property owner put a car out for sale on the swell area. The car also had no tag and the tires were flat. The initial violation was on December the 8th, 2014. I then went ahead and posted the property of this notice on the 23rd of January, and Pilar Diaz also mailed it certified. Although a green card was not received back from the property owner, I do have the USPS tracking that says they attempted to deliver the item, but again, no one of authorization was able to sign for it. The property was posted of this hearing on the 23rd at 2:05.
All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I find there's good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The next item on the agenda is item 49, Robert and Lorene Mack. Shanna Saunders is the officer. The case number CEPFY 2014-00294, item number 49.
Shanna Sanders, City of North Miami Code Compliance Officer, Division of the North Miami Police Department. This is a new case for a vehicle that's parked on the front lawn. It is a non-homesteaded property with no visible life safety issues that I can see. It was first cited back in November 19th, to be exact. I noticed a violation, sent notice a violation. The property owner did contact me, stating if I could give him a little time because he was having a little problem with his tenant. He has asked over and over again for them not to park on the front lawn. It seems as though they're going to somewhat of an eviction, but you know, I've given extension from November, December, January. As of today is now February 4th. The vehicle is still being parked on the property. I do have pictures if you would like to see, but going to point out before I pass it up, I did post the property with the notice to appear on the 24th of January, and certified mailing was mailed out on the 23rd of January. And as you're looking, I'm just going to point out again, the property owner did call and ask if we can give him an extension, but as stated already, I've already given him a couple of months extension, so I'll leave it up to you to decide if we want to, you know, adjudicate it, table it, or just what.
Okay, so you said you've given him extensions
Yes,
in the past?
yes. The case was first opened back in November. We talked like a little bit after Thanksgiving, and he told me what the situation was. He asked me, can I give him some time? But again, that was a little after Thanksgiving. Now it's February 4th, and the vehicle still is there. So it's been a little over 2 months that I've given him extensions.
Okay, he informed you that he had a tenant?
Yes, he told me that he informed me that he has a tenant, and actually I did speak with the tenant because I informed her when I was actually writing up the violation and told her that she couldn't park there. She, in addition to Mr. Mack, did tell me, you know, she very much stated, I'm planning on moving, this, that, you know, blah, blah, blah. Had a conversation with me. The property owner called me a few days later and told me, if not, for better words, the same thing, and asked me, can I give him a little time? But that was 2 months ago.
All right, I think I figured what's going on, and she probably feel that she's being evicted, so she's gonna be vindictive. Let's give him a month. Let's table it, and let's see what happens.
Okay.
By, next month.
Okay.
Okay.
Next item is item 50, Robert Andresian. Ernst Baptiste is the officer. CEEXP 2014-00193. Item 50.
Ernst Baptiste, City of North Miami, Code Enforcement Officer. This is a new case that was opened a while back. Citation was, the violation is it's the code section 5-46 for exterior coating of the property. The house is vacant, non-homestead, and the house was posted on the 21st of January, and certified mail was sent out on the 23rd. And I have picture of the house that was supposed to be white.
Needs a paint job. All right, based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I find there's good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
Next item is item 51, Roger Coach. Edmund Fitzell is the officer. Case number CEPOF 2014-00008, item number 51.
Edmund Fitzell, City of North Miami Code Enforcement Officer. This property was originally cited back on December 5th under Section 1222. A safety fence. This property has a swimming pool in the back. They must have a fence on the property. This is a life and safety issue. This property is homesteaded. I spoke to the homeowner last month. It was supposed to come to the hearing last month. He said it was going to be taken care of that week, so I gave him another month. And I went by the property again today, and they said the guy was going to repair the fence this afternoon. As of 4 o'clock, the fence still hasn't been repaired. This property was posted with the notice to appear on January 22nd, and mailed notice to appear was mailed out on January 23rd. There's a photo of the property.
What does the photo depict? Where's the pool? Is that case I'm handling? Unless I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Pool's in the backyard. They have no
Okay,
fence.
we just can't see it.
Right.
Okay.
They are aware of the violation, and they gave them another month to take care of it. There was an existing fence there, I guess, at one time, and it was broken down, and as of today, they put some kind of if you see to the side, it was up one day and down another, just a little picket
The
fence
wooden
there.
okay.
Yeah, but that's not, it has to be
Correct.
a
for
locked
the-
gate.
Yes, for the pool. And there's people living in there. you
Yes,
said?
there is. It's homesteaded.
Okay. All right. And you've made contact and they're aware.
Made contact on several occasions.
Got it.
And as of today, they said the contractor was coming this afternoon, and as of 4 o'clock, it wasn't, 4:15, it was not taken care of.
Okay. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer and the evidence presented, I find that the violation does exist. I find in favor of the city. I find there's good notice, and given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will impose a daily fine amount of $100 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
The last item on the agenda is item 53, Victor Jemenian.
Good night.
Monica Frederick is the officer. The case number is CEZPU 2014-00050, item 53.
Good evening. City of North Miami, Monica Frederick, Code Compliance Officer. This violation is the first time it's coming to a hearing. It is also for a vehicle that was for sale out on the swell of the property. The violation was first found on December 15th, 2014. The property was posted for this hearing on the 26th of January, and Pilar Diaz mailed out the certified letter on the 23rd. Unfortunately, I do not have a picture due to the fact that my camera crashed as I was printing it out, but the violation is there. I have a picture of the previous vehicle that was on the property for sale. That one was moved because I guess somebody brought it, and then now this new truck is out there, so I don't know if that picture would serve.
Okay, so it's kind of like a business. That's what they do.
Yes. And what happened is the owner's wife lives in New York. The husband lives in Dominican Republic. The owner's wife calls me from time to time to try to explain herself and says, oh yeah, he's gonna move it. Basically, the car is for sale. That's why it's gonna be moved. She never says it that way, but that's what it seems. I've been out to the property before because they had it sectioned off. They built an illegal section in the back, but that was already taken care of. But that property, I've had numerous things go there. So
Okay, so is this a tenant that's currently living there?
I'm not sure because there's a language barrier. When the police came out there, they said that the property owner had let them stay there due to the fact that they didn't have nowhere else to go. They were in the country trying to get their stuff together, so that's what I got from the officer.
All right. Based on the unrebutted testimony of the code enforcement officer, I find that the violation does exist. I find there's good notice. Given proper notice, the owner has failed to appear. I will impose a daily fine amount of $50 with an abatement date of March 3rd, 2015.
Thank you.
All right. That concludes. Oh, sir, we adjourned.